because I do 1,300 crunches and sit-ups 4 times a week.
What's a dose? Can you translate for us?
Winner of the gold medal and the champion golfer of the year is Ernie Els.
Back to the Go Track, the podcast about golf and golf adjacent stuff. Aldrich Potgieter leads the Nedbank challenge by 3 shots. We are sitting here on just off the 18th fairway. I'm sitting here with my guy JDV. Hello JDV, how's your day?
What up, Terence? Yeah, it's I don't know if you can hear, but a little bit congested. I could feel my eyes pulsating at one stage. But I pushed through a couple of Stellas. Not the worst place to be sick.
Couple of Stellas and a Rocco Mama burger for the win.
100%.
There's an angry-looking Egyptian goose behind you. Just don't look it in the eye. And also joining us is our second-time guest, Fuad. Who liked it?
Yeah, lekker tea. I think Jacques forgot to mention he made me walk that entire back 9. Yes, as I was struggling by the 13th already, but yeah, good to be here.
Fuad now into his 4th day of watching live golf, having been here since the Pro-Am.
Did say that the only other time that I can recall doing 5 days of drinking in a row was at varsity when we did Sasu's. So Fuad, I mean, this is probably going to be more of a test for you than the pros at the moment, whether you can last the full tournament.
Definitely. I mean, I'm already struggling today, but I mean, a few ruby apple brutal fruits definitely made me alright there.
That brandy and coke in front of you is looking quite friendly as well. So
very friendly.
Nice to have you on, guys. What a great day! The mercury was pushing on 41 degrees, I would say. We didn't get an exact reading from the weatherman. We're now looking out. There's a huge thunderstorm rolling across the savannah, literally. In front of us, there's grey lurry literally flying over our head. It's quite a remarkable place to be recording this podcast. JDV, just big takeaway from today.
We said on the preview pod it would be unlikely but epic. You said, Taki asked, who do we think would win and who do we want to win? And I said it was unlikely, but I wanted Aldrich Potgieter to win. And look at that. Going into day 4, he's
literally came out of the
shot.
closet today.
It's his coming out party.
It was his full coming out party.
So 3-shot lead. I mean, that's got to be the story. I mean, I cannot be more stoked. The guy we wanted to win is in the lead going into day 4 of the Nedbank. A South African. Flip, I'm psyched.
Fuad, what was your big takeaway from today? What were your observations?
Yeah, I was
just the experience.
After Wednesday interacting with Max Homer, but I was a proper fanboy after Wednesday, and I really hoped he would do better today. But I mean, he fell apart a bit on that back 9. But I'm actually also quite excited with Potgieter, young lady. It would be epic to watch him win the Nedbank tomorrow.
It also means Max has to come out firing tomorrow. You can't just defend a lead. He's got to come out and properly attack the course tomorrow.
Correct.
Yeah, so it was interesting. Max was saying afterwards that he's actually been battling with his driver for the last 12 months. And he's hit his driver great here today. I mean, I know he had a couple of wayward drives, and we'll get into that, Jacques, just now with your story with Max's wayward drives. But he's pretty happy with his driving. He just said his irons and his putting was a bit off today. He said he left himself in, on these greens. And I think for me, the big takeaway has just been back at this event after a 20-year hiatus. It's just the whole institution that this event is, being back here. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It's an incredibly well-oiled machine. I mean, the amount of corporate hospitality there is blows my mind. Every time I go around a corner, there's another corporate hospitality tent with what looks like 100 people in it who don't plan on leaving that hospitality tent the whole day. I don't think they're watching that much golf, maybe on the TV. But and then the second thing was just the course and how crazy the greens are at this place. And some of those pins today were just, I mean, I don't think, if you're watching on TV, I don't think you can really get a full like understanding of like how crazy and how tucked those pins were today, and those little crevices that they put them in. It's
you were
just
talking about
mad.
the fingers, Terence, in the history pod, and I didn't really understand what you were talking about until I came here today. I mean, I think the one comment you made is that it was difficult to park a Mini in some of those areas where they put the pins, and I think today that was absolutely clear. You know, where they put some of those pins today was tight, and the guys are still going at it with like 6 irons. I mean, it's pretty nuts.
It is nuts. Guys, we didn't give a shout out to our live audience here. So literally our first live show. Is it our first live show? Probably.
Yeah,
probably our only live show.
I mean, a couple of the DCC oaks walking past with their...
sucking on some brandy and cokes here on the grass. And yeah, guys, great day out there. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for securing that table on the 16th green. That was a win. I think it was the find of the morning. JDV, we spoke about Aldrich. You know, myself and Smelly decided to go out and watch him from the 8th hole because we saw that he was on fire, and it was just so impressive watching him go about his work. I mean, his composure over the ball. He looks remarkably old for like his age. Like, I mean, even just watching him handle the media, and you know, all the tough questions that came at him, especially from, you know, the Go Track side.
Stumped him, actually.
But he just looks remarkably composed. And, that golf swing, today it just didn't look like anything was going to go wrong.
Well, I think the point he made at the end there where, you know, we're looking at these par 4s. I mean, it's like 400 meter par 4s. And we were talking about how long this golf course is playing. I think, what is it, 8,000 feet or meters? I mean, it's playing properly long.
Definitely not feet.
Yeah. Yards. That's a lot of feet. But yeah, I mean, what Aldrich's comment about it was he can't actually hit driver that often because he's going to run out. So he's hitting 2 irons around this place. And I mean, again, it shows 2 things. It shows what altitude does when these pros are playing, but also just how sweetly Aldrich hits the ball. I mean, you said that he drove it on the one hole. He was about 60 meters past the rest of his playing partners. And, you know, Christian and,
Christian Seabear is not the biggest hitter of the golf ball, but I mean, he was 60 meters ahead of him and the other guy that he was playing with. I mean, it looked easy. You know, it doesn't really look like he's trying to thrash the ball. And you know, he was saying afterwards how he's actually been quite an adjustment for him playing here because he actually he can't hit driver on a lot of holes here, so he's been hitting a lot of 2 irons just because of the altitude. It sort of takes driver out of his hand, so like quite an adjustment from him. JDV, I wanted to, we don't really have a set agenda. I mean, I think it's going to be hell of a interesting to watch Aldrich tomorrow. He's got a 3-shot lead. It's borderline like you should win it lead, but as we know at the Nedbank, 3 shots can disappear very quickly on this golf course, as we saw today with a number of guys out there, particularly on the back 9. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see how it develops. He is going to be playing with, do we know what the final pairing is? It'll be Aldrich, Laporta, and Matthew Jordan, with Max Homer in the group behind. So that's an interesting kind of storyline to watch. JDV, I want to throw it over to you. Just give me 2 other like random, or let's just go like, you do 2, I can do 2. Fuad, you can give us an observation. I've got a couple of things written down here, random notes. We might have some overlap, so you start. A couple of things we saw out there today.
Look, I'm going to start what I thought I'd mired myself in controversy on the 14th, the par 5. Fuad and I were following Max Homer's group, and Max Homer had pulled one left, and by the time we got there, he had already pulled one and had lined up a provisional. So he hit the second, his provisional, and it bounced on the cart path and sort of went into the bush left. There was maybe 3 or 4 of us standing around that area. There was about a 7-year-old kid there as well. Anyway, so we found what I'm pretty certain was his second ball, and his first ball was sort of down a cart path into the bush.
Sorry, how certain were you that you found his first ball?
I was going to say beyond a reasonable doubt, but it was on a balance of probabilities, I think, would be the test.
What ball was this?
Lots of Titleists out there. Yeah, so he was walking up looking pretty grumpy because he had just bogeyed the hole before that as on. I said, Max, here's your first ball. The second ball's over there. He said, no, thank you, angrily. And anyway, he punched it out with a pitching wedge. Wasn't too stoked with his punch out. Fuad, I don't know if you want to talk through what you did after that.
Yes, I actually, just after he punched it out, I actually alerted him to the fact that his second ball was just left of me, and
it was still there. If he wanted a brand new Pro V, he's only hit it once.
He gave me a very angry look, and I accepted that. Need to shut my mouth now.
Oh, he wasn't going to pick up his Pro V.
No. So anyway, the 7-year-old kid went and actually no, it was a different kid. Went and grabbed the provisional, and Max had actually given him the ball before the hole as well. So the guy was racking up sleeves of Pro V1s from Max Homer, and what happened after that was, we were like, sweet, he's punched out. Maybe you'll like make a par or maybe a 6. Anyway, we get to like 2 or 3 holes later, and we see Max Homer on the guys that carry the scoreboards. He was like -1, and we asked the guy, I said, what happened here? He said, no, it was controversy because Max didn't hit his first ball. He actually hit his second ball and didn't want to look for his first ball. And I was sitting there saying, no, I sort of pointed to him and told him that's his first ball. So I was sitting there saying, God, like if the Oak's taken a 2-shot penalty because he's hit his provisional thinking it's his first ball. But at the same time, I was like, you must check your ball.
So he didn't go and ID the second ball.
He didn't look at the second ball at all. But anyway, it seems like
he took your word for it.
So when we asked the guy and we said, look, well, the app is saying he's still, he made a par there, and he said no, the TV coverage is saying he made a double. So anyway, I was shitting myself. I was going to throw the 7-year-old kid under the bus and be like, look, he was the oak who actually told Max this was his first ball. Happy to throw that oak under the bus. But yeah, it seems like all came to naught. Looking at it now, he's sitting at -3, so hopefully no controversy comes later. I do have a video evidence of it, although I don't have video evidence of the second ball. But yeah, that was probably a bit of an interesting moment.
Your misidentification led to Max Homer losing that tournament. I mean, that would be an all-timer. Well done, JDB. No, you always love to get involved in a little controversy out there. So yeah, nice one. I've got a random observation, which was I just wanted to give old Eric van Rooyen a shout out because guys, we watched him tee off the 10th hole today. I think we were all there. Hit it way left into the bushes. Wasn't a good start. He then proceeded to try and hit it out of the bushes. Didn't go far. I think then he managed to convince the referee to get a free drop from like a cable or something.
Rules official.
Yeah, rules official. Was what did I say?
Referee.
The referee, whatever. Ended up way right of the green, and then had quite a feisty conversation with his caddy that we were all party to. And he said, "You need to be more specific with me."
to be fair, the caddy said, "Hit it left,"
yeah, okay.
And he said, "What do you mean left? Left long, left short, like?"
but yeah, the way he said, "What do you mean?" He said he was pretty angry,
pretty bummed.
Yeah, but look, I want to give him a shout out because then on the 11th hole he blocked one way right, and I thought, "Ooh, fuck, here we go." Like this could be 80 on the cards today when you start off like that on this golf course. And to be fair to him, I mean, myself and Fuad, Smelly and Matt, we caught up with him on the 14th hole. Hey, and he was smiling. He made a birdie. He was congratulating other guys. Like he really, guys, a couple of raindrops falling on our head here. Yeah, he turned it around, and I don't know exactly what EVR finished on, but I wanted to give a shout out to him for a bit of a roller coaster day.
He was very chilled at the 16th as well. When we were playing the 16th hole, he when the crowd sort of went pretty nuts when he came on. I mean, 16th is a bit of there's the pub that's right there, so the guys are a bit fiery, and I mean he was stoked when the guys all cheered him on and
he shot one under today.
Oh,
so
shit! From where he started.
Shout out to EVR because it wasn't looking great. And then the other I wanted to shout out was the Sea Bears. Just weird observations of watching Sea Bears today. Myself and Spelly watching him. Very good putter, Sea Bears. He's like top 20 putts on the PGA Tour, I think. But really weird seeing it the way he putts. He puts the toe of his putter almost on the green. It's quite like noticeable how low down he rotates that putter head. Like it's not horizontal with the green, and yeah, it's quite jarring actually when you see it, but it obviously works for him.
Yeah.
And then when he drives the golf ball, he tees it like way down. Hits the ball low, but still gets reasonable distance. He's not a long driver, but yeah, just a couple of observations that you wouldn't normally see on TV from the Seabears. Folks, the weather is coming.
Weather is turning.
Very nice, cool breeze. Fuad, tell us the story from the last couple of days.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, on Wednesday we had quite a few good interactions with some of the pros, Max Homer particularly, Max and Dustin Lawrence. I mean, one observation that I made, and I don't know if this is going to offend some of them, but they look much bigger on TV than they look in real life. So that's one of the observations I made. The second thing, I just want to hopefully listen to this. Thomas Dietrich, thanks for messing up my bet.
I'm pretty sure Thomas Dietrich's not going to listen to the Go Track. Don't worry. I
don't think Dietrich's too. My dad, I think, has pretty much spent about 100,000 rand on bets on Thomas Dietrich that haven't come out. So.
He was having a tough day today, Dietrich.
Dad was putting bets on Thomas Dietrich when no one knew who Thomas Dietrich was.
Do you want to defend your bets on him?
Putting his kids through varsity for him.
Putting the Betway kids through varsity. I don't think Dietrich's seeing any of that money.
And then just the last thing for me. I mean, this is my first.
Sorry, can I just say on that point?
Yeah.
I've also lost money betting on Thomas Dietrich, and I think it's because he looks so much the part. He just looks like such a legit golfer that I'm like, that guy is so good.
But he is a legit golfer. He's like the Tony Finau of the European Tour.
That's a good take. Yeah, I can get. Yeah. Just seems like he should be greater than like what he's achieved. You know, like. With the way he plays, you know, he's been in some good positions before. Yeah, he just doesn't seem like the sort of guy who can get like a big tournament over the line. Anyway. What?
I at least thought he was going to win his match, at the very least.
Or you were just asking him to beat the two other guys.
Yes. Yeah. And then just the last take for me, I mean, it's been epic. It's my first live golf event that I've watched. And I think, I mean, after 3 days of, live golf, this is definitely something I'm going to convince the missus to do each and every year. I'll take the pain during the year, and then hopefully I'll get to watch the Nedbank at the end of the year.
But you were saying it's not a bad place to bring the family as well. I mean, like, especially when Gigi's a bit older, it's quite a lekker thing to sort of come around and watch.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you just have to find the right accommodation for them. But yeah, absolutely something I'll do each and every year.
Okay, guys. Well, the weather is closing in on us here. I think we've fired off some takes from today. If you're attending the Nedbank tomorrow, you're gonna have a great day out here tomorrow. I think it's gonna be a really good day. It's gonna be slightly cooler apparently, and I think get here early. The first tee is such a good vibe. The 16th hole is a great vibe. Where are the other areas you would shout out? I would shout out the 8th green. We had a good time
also,
there.
I would say take the pain in the 40-degree heat and make the march to the sort of the back ends of the golf course, because there's not many people that get all the way there, and you can get properly up close to the players and to the greens where those pins are. I don't know if you agree, Fuad. That was you and I went and took that
even
walk.
Some of the greens on the back nine, it was epic watching those guys close up.
Exactly. And people do get quite lazy. They make it about halfway out on the golf course, and then they tend to get trapped at like the 16th. And if you just press on and march out there a little bit, you can really watch some very, very high quality golf at like close range. Guys, with that, we're going to wrap it up. Fuad, thanks for joining us here on this epic setting.
Yeah.
JDV, thank you, sir. We'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Look out for tomorrow's podcast.
Lekker.
Lekker.